Hello and welcome to Stage, Screen, and In Between. I'm Helen and this is my Christmas show. And I have the fabulous Noel Torres with me today, who has a very touching movie called Christmas Tears, which I just watched, and believe me, it brought me to tears. Noel, thank you so much for joining me today.
I am so happy to be here, Helen. Thank you very much.
Noel wrote this movie, and it has so many wonderful actors, and it has such a touching story that I think anybody can relate to on so many different levels. And what was your inspiration? Did you draw from your own experience for this movie?
Yeah, this film was done from my past and my childhood and what I've seen people go through in life. When you're young, the world is all rosy. When you start getting older and you see all the problems that are happening in life, you actually see that things were not that easy. Think about my parents making us happy for the holidays, but what did they go through? You know, and as I get older, I see that there's so many problems, and I just wanted to address that you should be able to take care of these problems by having faith and stuff like that. If you see the film, whoever sees the film will realize that this is a great Christmas film that's actually very inspirational, and that's what I wanted to be inspirational to the people.
Yes, in the movie you have a woman whose husband is in Iraq and has the faith that he's going to come back, and a son who does not believe. And then you have another character who lost his mother and is very heartbroken over that. And then the other scenario was the man who is out of work, who's played by Will Mercado. He lost his job, and they're going through very hard times. So on so many levels, things like this have touched everybody's life at one point or another. And Noel's wife, China Garay, is one of the stars of the movie. She's absolutely fabulous. It's directed by Fabian Perez, and also Will Mercado co-directs. So, and the music in the film is so wonderful. You have Tina DeCara singing and Anika, and the music throughout is really, really very good. Now, how did you choose these people?
Well, Anika's been a friend for a long time. She started with me in another film. Of course, Gina's my wife. And Will Mercado, who is my right-hand man in this film. And I had some great actors like Andre De Leon, Kyle Grant, Julie Gomez, Michelle Ruiz. Of course, I mentioned Anika, and I hope I didn't forget
And
anybody.
we have Santa. Santa was fabulous, but that's the real Santa. That's not an actor. We were talking about actors. We have the real Santa in the movie.
Well, Santa's going to be here, so I wanted to surprise you guys, but Santa's one of the main people in this film.
Well, you must be connected. We're going to break right now, and we're going to show you the trailer for the movie, so you have an idea of what we're talking about.
Favorite holiday. Bless everyone, especially my mom.
Thank you, baby. Let's eat.
You think you're helping them by giving them false hopes? Well, you're not, Ma.
I'm not giving them false hope.
Yes, you are, Mom.
Home's the last place I want to be right now.
With that pretty little wife of yours waiting for you?
I don't care if you don't get me a gift, but you damn well better get your daughter something.
You know, when this bottle is gone, we gotta go home and face the music.
Where'd you get that from?
Hey, yo, trouble, man. Is that loaded?
Let's do it.
Wow, wasn't that something? I mean, that movie just really resonates. It's so powerful, so very powerful when you see that, you know, so you have a better idea what we're talking about. And the messages that I got in the movie, you have a don't drink and drive message in the movie,
Yes.
don't you?
Don't drink and drive for the holidays. Don't take drugs and drive. You not only hurting yourself, but you may hurt somebody else, loved ones, other people's loved ones, which is just, you have no idea how much I would love people not to drink and drive.
Yeah.
But something always happens for the holidays.
And there was something stated in the movie that drink amplifies the sorrow, because there was a question raised, why do you drink? I drink because I'm sad. And then the reply was, but drink just amplifies the sorrow. And how
Right.
true is that, right?
That is really true.
And
A lot of people do that to try to hide from reality, but reality is still there no matter what.
yeah, so they get caught in a vicious cycle. And then another thing was, hopes and dreams are all we got. That was one of the lines, and that kind of, you know, struck me right between the eyes. When people are faced with hard times, sometimes hopes and dreams are all they have, and faith. It's really a very faith-based film.
Yeah, people should never lose their faith and keep dreaming and keep trying to do what's right. And always under God. I mean, you'll see that the film does talk about, it's a little spiritual.
Yes, I like the idea too that you said don't forget that it's Jesus' birthday, because it is. It's Jesus' birthday. That's what it's all
A lot of
about.
people forget. A lot of people forget that. They think it's all about Christmas and Santa Claus. But the main reason is because it's Jesus' birthday. As you could see that Santa Claus does mention that.
So let me ask you, what is next on the horizon for you?
Well, I'm working on a film called The Familia, which is supposed to be a series. And not supposed to be, it is a series. And hopefully we'll be able to get this on a big, big network. I'm also working on, I went from Christmas Tears to The Familia, which is a gangster stuff. I'm also working on a film called Conjures, which we probably start this year. And that's a horror film. So I went from Christmas to Conjures. But still, Christmas Tears is still my baby. That's very inspirational.
Yes.
It means a lot to me. And like I said, it has to do with my growing up.
Yeah.
Till now.
Yeah. And there isn't a dry eye in the house, I can tell you. It's very touching. Very well done. Very well done. You've had it in several film festivals so far. Where has it been, Noel?
It's been in the Big Apple Film Festival, and it's been in the Puerto Rican Heritage International Film Festival. And everybody that's left that there, they're crying. You hear them sobbing and stuff like that. And I'm actually sitting there and I'm going, oh my God, I hope these people like this film. And when I hear people sobbing and everything and applauding and going crazy, and this film has even touched some people already. And I won't talk about that, but it's touched some people, and that's what I wanted to do: reach people and have them, give them faith and hope. But thank you to the Big Apple Film Festival and International Heritage Film Festival. I haven't put it in anything else yet because I'm still waiting for Sundance. Let's see what happens with that.
And also, he has the first name Noel. How appropriate for him to do a Christmas movie, right?
It's true.
And you're the owner of Lightning Star Entertainment.
Yes, it's my company.
Right. And we hope to see so much more of your work because you do good things. You really do. Very good work. Very good work.
And I'm so happy that you enjoyed it.
Oh, I did.
You did, right?
Yes.
And it's a beautiful film. People should actually go out there and see it when you have a chance. It's going to be out December 20th in the anthology theater on 2nd Avenue and 2nd Street at about 3:30, just in case.
Very good. Well, stay with us because we have Santa up next. Santa's coming right here. So exciting. Santa, thank you so much for taking time out of your day at this busy time of year to come and see us and talk about Christmas tears.
Actually, it's not that busy for me. The elves are making all the toys.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus is taking care of all of them. I'm technically just a delivery man.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you give them the credit?
Oh, of course, they do all of the work.
Yeah, they do all the work. So tell me, how did you feel about the script when Noel gave you the script of Christmas Tears? Or maybe you want to tell us how that came about. How did you feel about it when you read that script?
Well, I'll start at the beginning. I had left the North Pole for a little while, and I was actually at a burger joint not far from here. And I got a phone call from Noel, and I go, okay. And he starts off with the story. He says, I got a script for you. I want you in my movie. And I'm like, look, I'm really, really busy. And I feel bad now because I kind of sort of was very abrupt with him. And I said, look, just email me the script and I'll take a look at it when I get back to the North Pole.
Yeah.
And, and I'll let you know. I think I got back to the North Pole about 45 minutes later. I thumbed through the script really, really fast. I saw that it had religious overtones, which is very important because a lot of people think that I take away from the real reason that Christmas actually exists. I mean, if the three kings never gave a gift and God the Father never thought that that was so amazing, I wouldn't exist. He gave me the ability to live forever and to be the gift giver to the rest of the world.
Yes.
So if Jesus wasn't born, there'd be no reason for me. And it was brought out in the movie, and I was finally able to let people know that that's how I feel. So I was very happy when I read the script.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful that Santa Claus is such an inspiration to people. It brings them back to faith, and such a happy character. You know, when people see Santa Claus, they're like, Santa. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a godlike job.
Nothing makes me feel better than when I'm walking down the street and just people, they smile. I've walked across a school parking lot a little while ago, and I had a teenager just walk up to me, and it was a guy. Can I have a hug?
Oh.
Old people want to hug me, kids want to hug me, teenagers want to hug me.
And there is power and healing in hugs, so that's so important.
Without
that you
a
can
doubt.
give a hug and make them feel better. I mean, there's actually scientific evidence that giving hugs helps people.
Well, it's probably part of the reason why I lived so long. All of those hugs, they give me that strength.
Yes, I would say that. Now, was there ever a time when you had trouble coming across a gift or getting a gift that somebody may have wanted?
Wow, how did you know that? Long time ago, not only do I have elves working for me, but I had my actual children. Mrs. Claus and I have had children. And my son was about 5 years old. And this is a toy that, of course, the elves didn't make. And it was a white Power Ranger. And the toys, the toy stores just didn't have enough. Christmas Eve comes by, I finish all of my deliveries, and I know that my son doesn't have the toy. So I pack up everything and I'm on my way to my mother's house. And we stop off in her town, and I notice that there's a little toy store, dimly lit. It's like, wow, I've never seen that before. So my wife and I decided to go in, and there's a gentleman that looks exactly like me.
Wow.
Red shirt, long white beard, white hair. He had a pipe in his mouth. I don't smoke, but... And he looked at me and he goes, "You're looking for a white Power Ranger, aren't you?"
How did he know?
I have no idea, but it's quite possible that at that moment, he was the real Santa. So he brought the Power Ranger out. I gave it to my son the next day. He was happy. Everything was well in his world. A 5-year-old got the toy that he wanted. Well, a couple of days later, I'm in the same town, and I noticed that the toy store is gone. Apparently it was never there. The windows were all soaped up, and you know, I went up there and I tried to, I could see in the window a little bit, but there was no furniture. There was nothing there. There was just a bunch of dust. And so today I believe that I really met Santa Claus, and it was pretty much that day, through other circumstances and through that I decided that I'm going to emulate this man.
So it was meant for you to have the gift. And, you know, when you're meant to have something, Santa finds a way of getting it to you, doesn't he?
True.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the truth. Now let me ask you, going back to Christmas Tears, you've been in the theaters when the plays. Now, how do you feel when the people respond to this powerful film?
I'm in it, so I feel differently for some reason. It's like I'm watching myself on a video. You know, it wasn't, I mean, it was special to me, but to see my wife start to cry, to see my 15-year-old daughter get teary-eyed, and to see my best friend, Mick Foley, look at me and go, wow, that was powerful. It's you have to live it through other people's eyes.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it, when you're doing it,
That's right.
it's just different.
Right. When you step back and you look at how it impacts others, that's when you really see the value of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, do you have anything else that you like to do other than be very good to people and give them gifts? Do you have hobbies, things that you do?
It's, you know, I love to make people happy, and Christmas time is only 1 month, 1.5 months out of the year. Yeah. And I need, as well as I need to make people happy. I need to see that smile. Yes, of course people smile when they see me in the middle of the summer, and for just a moment they forget their, you know, their worries and their troubles, like Noel was speaking about before, which is very important, because especially today with the bills and things going wrong, you need that moment of relax and So now I've been cooking for years, and I've decided that with the reactions that I get to people eating the food that I cook, which is a slow smoked Southern style barbecue, Southern meaning from the South Pole.
Right.
You know, I did these things with my brother for a long time, and we brought them up to the North Pole. I do say it's the one-of-a-kind North Pole flavor. It's a little stretch of the truth. It was actually invented in the South Pole.
Oh, okay.
But so now we run a catering business out of the North Pole. It's called Santa's Barbecue.
Wow.
I mean, what else would I call it?
I've got to try it.
It's really amazing. I've done a couple of weddings, and the bride actually came into this kitchen. It was a makeshift kitchen, and she had tasted the deep fried sweet potato ravioli.
Oh.
And she just looked at me and she goes, "My God, this is the best thing I've ever tasted."
Wow, that sounds so unique. Deep fried
Sweet
sweet potato ravioli.
I have invented the ravioli. It has no cheese.
It has no cheese.
No.
Oh, how is it on calories?
Forget it. It's not
You don't want to know.
healthy.
It just tastes very good, and that's all you need to know.
It's very good comfort food.
Comfort food.
Yeah.
And that's what you like to do. You like to bring joy and comfort to people. So that's right up your alley, actually, right?
Yes, it is.
Now, was there a point in your life when you said, you know, I really have to dedicate myself to being me, to being Santa, regardless of what anybody else might feel I should be? You know, people try to label and guide and suggest what people should be. Was there any point in your life when you said, you know what, I gotta be me. I gotta be Santa.
I gotta be me. Very good. Before I actually assumed the full-time role as Santa, you know, I was...
Because he is Santa Claus. He is full-time Santa.
Now, yes.
Yes.
But before that, I needed to make money to pay the bills and,
Yes.
and the mortgage and everything, and I was dabbling here and there with being Santa Claus. And my boss was like, you know, this is getting in the way. So I had to decide, do I continue to be Santa Claus, or do I, you know, leave everything?
Yeah.
And my heart told me that I should continue to be Santa Claus. So again, here comes the religious part of it. I actually asked God, I said, if you want me to continue to be Santa, I need you to show me. You know, give me some type of a sign. And, you know, I've said that many times for many things, and I've never gotten a sign as big, as undeniable as the sign I'm about to explain to you. I was at Rockefeller Center. It was in the middle of summer, so there was no tree or anything.
Okay.
And I was actually measuring something in a fire stair. It's an escape stairwell that nobody uses unless there's a fire. So nobody had ever been in a stair, or if they were, it was years and years ago. And you know, I'm measuring, and I'm wrestling with this whole Santa Claus thing. And in the corner, in about 2 or 3 inches of dust, I see a little ball, a little child's toy. And I picked it up, and I noticed it was one of those see-through balls that you can, that there's a figurine inside. So I dusted it off, and I looked at it, and looking back at me was Santa Claus. So
That's a
I knew.
sign.
So I knew that even God wanted me to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very powerful.
Sorry about
and
that.
I would say not even God, especially God. Especially God. Because I know that you even say things like, you don't believe in people going into debt over the holiday. Because it's so much more than that, isn't it?
In the beginning, when Santa Claus first emerged, he gave little, tiny, hand-carved toys that meant something to you.
Right.
He didn't give you a computer. You know, the elves, real life, the elves do not do electronics. Okay? Kids are old enough, they see all of these computer companies. Well, am I going to make believe I'm going to give them a computer? It breaks down, then Mama has to come back to the North Pole to have it fixed? We don't do electronics. I don't want you to overextend yourself. I don't want you to give huge gifts. Everybody asks, I want an iPad, I want this, I want that, I want live animals. Christmas is about giving something that's special. It's not about giving something that, it's about giving something that you would never buy yourself. Something that means something to you.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend when I grew up, and she was, her mother was from Germany, and what they would do for gifts was they would write each other a song. And then on Christmas, they would sing the song and be around the piano like you see in the old movies. But
As long as they love each other, that's good.
But that was actually what they did. It all hinged on music, singing, things that were inexpensive or free.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
There are so many traditions. I know that there's, and I forget where this started, but if you open up a walnut and you take out the insides and put a little gift inside, and then you leave that at the children's places where they're going to eat, you know, it's just little tiny things. People think that they have to outdo each other.
Yeah.
People think, and then they get scared of the holidays, and then they look at me and they go, "You're here too early."
Yeah.
You know, it's not me. It's not the stores that are pushing anything down your throat.
Yeah.
The stores are just trying to do the American dream and make money.
Right.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Your job as a parent is to control the situation and not let it get out of hand. And don't feel guilty if you can't buy somebody something.
Right.
Your finances are a personal thing. Don't get duped into what everybody else is doing.
You could also do gestures of kindness, you know.
Random acts of kindness
A
are wonderful.
random act of kindness is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So let me ask you something. You probably like to have apple cider and eggnog. What you drink at Christmas time?
It's the hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate?
Yeah, and it's got to be made with milk.
Okay.
Whole milk.
And is it with whipped cream or is it with marshmallows?
You know what? It doesn't matter what it's topped off with, as long as it's a really good, thick, like a dark chocolate.
Okay, so we need to know this. When Santa comes on Christmas Eve to bring us presents, he wants hot chocolate, dark chocolate, preferably,
Well,
not the milk
I don't want
chocolate.
anybody to go out of their way.
And did you say you wanted marshmallows or whipped cream?
Well, marshmallows or whipped cream would be fine, but they're going to melt. What I need you to understand, okay, is I only ask for cookies and milk. What I don't understand is when I get to your house, there's a plate of crumbs and a half a glass of warm milk. Did I upset you?
He wants the whole thing. And with that, we're going to say a very, very Merry Christmas. Right, Santa?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.